Okay, class, we're back, and there's a lot of things that you want to check when you have the car on the lift, like brakes, steering, suspension, tires, exhaust, axles, drivetrain. That takes a while to learn and is not our focus today, but just know that this is an opportunity to really check a bunch of stuff while the car is in the air. I do want to quickly check tire pressures. I am not a fan of using the sidewall of the tire to get the tire pressure spec. I use the spec from the owner's manual or from the driver's door tire sticker. Right now we're at about 31. I happen to know that the recommended cold tire inflation rating for this car is 32. So we're just 1 pound off there. That's probably even within the margin of error for my gauge. That's 32. So I'm pretty happy with these tire pressures. We also would check tread wear, tire condition, and things of that nature. That's 30, so we're 30, 31, 32. If they're all within 1 or 2 pounds of each other, then I'm usually happy with that. And if they're all within 1 or 2 pounds of spec, which in this case is 32 PSI, I'm usually happy with that. And that one is 32, 33. So if any of them were like 5 or 10 pounds off, that's something where I'd really take some action. Okay, so this is, we move out of the way. Basically done with the drain catcher, oil drain catcher. One thing that we do have to do is drain overnight and puncture the oil filters in order to make them environmentally disposable. So you can drill or puncture the top, and then you got to do the side as well. And so did we get a hole in that? Yes, we did. Did we? Did we get a hole in that yet? Yes, right there. So that means that we this thing is ready. Once it drains overnight, it will be ready for the barrel. Can't throw those away in the trash ever. They have to be taken to a disposal facility, which they have down there on 5th Street in Davis. You can also usually take them to any auto parts store for free recycling. Okay, so now we're going to lower it down and fill it back up with oil. Going up. Okay, so it's unlocked now. That's why we had to go up. This is the lock release. Put that right there. And now we'll call out and press this as well. Coming down. Now, we don't take our eye off of it because we want to be making sure that nothing bad is happening. And also, we're going to leave the car racked. Leaving it racked means is that when the first tire touches, then we're going to stop. Because we may not be done with this car, and racking it, is kind of a pain, and it took a while. I had to get down there on my knees, and it's the most dangerous part of the job because if you don't rack it right, you can damage the car or it could fall off the lift. So once we rack it, we really don't want to unrack it until we're really ready to be all the way done, like driving it out. So that's touch. So now I'm going to continue to work on the car while it's still racked and secure, and that way, if I want to go back up again, it's easy because it's not undone. It's still done. Okay, so now, what oil am I going to use? I looked it up on the computer, and it takes 5W30. Okay, I'm using synthetic. I don't have to use synthetic. Conventional oil is perfectly fine, but if you have a few extra dollars and you want to get the Uber protection, but it's really not necessary unless it's required by the manufacturer, and Mazda does not require this to be synthetic. But you do want to use the right viscosity. 5W30 in this case, which I looked up on the computer, not 0W30 or 0W20 or 5W20. Those would be the incorrect viscosity. How much goes in? That I also looked up on the computer. There's a little sight glass here that tells you in how many quarts or liters that you're putting in. Right now there is about 1 quart left in here. So this takes 3.8 quarts, which is basically 4 quarts. The real measure of whether it's good or not is what it says on the stick, which we'll check in a second. Use a funnel, make sure you don't spill it. These things cannot be recycled because they have mineral oil in them. So just make sure they're good and empty, and then you have to put them in your regular trash. Even though it has a recycling thing on the bottom, you have to just put them in your regular trash. Now sometimes I'll leave it like there, but in this case what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put it in my drain pan, and I'm going to let it drain overnight. See, here's an old crushed drain filter. I'm going to actually let this drain overnight in here like that, and then I'll put that in the trash tomorrow. Just like that. But I need about another 3 quarts. So I got this one here as well. To get these things off, I like to use a little screwdriver, and I like to get it all the way off and not puncture it, because that, to me, that can cause more of a mess. So get that all the way off. Keep clean. My rags organized. And using this sight window here, I'm going to put in another, I'm going to basically put it in until there's just that much left. That'll be about 3 quarts. So I put in about 1 quart, now I have to put in about 3 quarts. This way I'm pouring this right now is a good little trick. Keeps it from glugging. Keep your eye on it, make sure it's not spilling anywhere else. Again, you don't have to use synthetic unless the car company requires it. You can use conventional. Conventional oils are very good oils, but I like to use synthetic because I'm a little superstitious. Not really because it makes that much of a difference. That's trash. That is done. And now I'm going to check it on the stick. Okay, let's see how we're doing on time. Okay, so now the real test is what this says. Okay, this is the oil dipstick. How do I know it's for the engine oil? Well, yellow or brown is usually engine oil. Also, the owner's manual would say it as well. Looking on the markings, that says a line for low and a line for full. When I'm doing an oil change, I really need to leave it at full. If I'm just checking it, I can leave it in the safe zone, which is basically between low and full. But when I'm changing the oil, I really need to leave it at full. But the safe zone is anywhere between low and full. So if you're just checking your oil and want to know if it's safe, it just needs to be between low and full. But when I'm changing it, I really need to leave it full. It can be a little over or a little under. It just can't be dramatically over or under. And I'm slightly over right now. You can see I'm a little bit over fill. Now, here's the thing about that, is that the new oil filter is dry. When I start the engine, it's going to pump oil around the engine, and the new oil filter will suck up some of the new oil, and it will drop the level on the stick a little bit.